Why is it that 85% of all businesses fail? One of the reasons is poor cash flow. Watch this video as I give you 6 tips to improve your business cash flow. So today's subject is about the cash flow of your business. As I mentioned in the intro, that there are a number of companies that go bust because of poor cash flow management. And what I want to show you in this quick video is how you can improve your very own cash flow. And what we must remember is that there's money in and there's money out. You will be getting money from your customers, your clients, but you will be paying money out for the goods and services that you need to deliver your products and services, and indeed the kind of running of your business as well. So let's talk about the first 2 subjects of how you can manage and improve your cash flow. And the first 2 tips really is defer cash being paid out. So the first one is buying in stock or resources. Now, typically when you go to the shop, you buy things in cash. You go to the counter, you will buy a product and you give over your money or you pay by card. Now that's okay, but it does mean that you are fronting up money before you get paid by your customers. So why not think of having payment terms with your suppliers? So find a supplier and identify whether you can have payment terms. Now that could be through the purchase of stock, it could be the purchase or requirement of resources from a recruitment agency. Whatever it may be that helps you run your investment or your business, you need to wonder how you can reduce the need to pay up front for your supplies. And additionally, even when the invoice does come into you, why not ask them if you can pay by credit card, which has a payment terms of 56 days. There are a number of cards out there that not only give you the 56 payment days terms, but they can give you cash back as well. So there may be a way to utilize the payment terms and in addition to that, to phone them up and say, I'd like to make a payment for this invoice. Can I pay over the phone using my credit card? By doing that, you could be giving, ultimately you could be buying products and services and not have to pay those for 86 days, But in example A, whereby you don't have a payment term, you pay for products or services straight away because that's what your suppliers tell you to do. You don't have a credit card. You're fronting up your business requirements straight away. That's going to need you to input money from your own personal bank account. You may need an overdraft, which is going to cost you lots of money in terms of interest, or you get a loan, which is a liability. It reduces your net assets and gives you a headache each and single month when you're making those loan repayments. Why not do it the other way around? You ask your suppliers to front up the money by giving you the goods, the services now, and you pay them later on. Again, using the payment terms and credit card. Now the other side to it is get your work done straight away and invoice straight away. There are so many people that have a product or they have a service in particular, where they're giving a service, whether it's because they're a doctor or whether a private doctor that is, or a consultant or a photographer. And what they'll do is they'll drag out the time in which they deliver their services. For a photographer, they may take the photos, but then take a long time to produce those photographs. You may have a consultant that says, well, we could get you in, but I've got this day, I want to go to the dentist, I want a few days off. Can we do our consultancy days in March instead of February? What? Try and get your work done now. Get in there as soon as possible. Deliver your services as soon as possible. Doing a very good job, mind. Let's not scrimp and scrape on quality, but get your work done soon. Do not dilly-dally and delay. And invoice clients. the number of clients that I see that will do a piece of work, but then don't invoice. They might say, do you know, I always do my invoicing on the last Friday of the month. Well, that could be 20 days away from now. Why are you waiting to send them an invoice to send a client, this client of yours, an invoice 20 days later? Why don't you get your handheld device, which is a phone, which has got Xero or QuickBooks, and you do tippy-tappy, and you send them an invoice immediately after the work has been done. They are confirming that they're happy with the work to be done, invoiced for. Why are you delaying? Get it done straight away. No delays, please. Make sure you do it there and then on your phone device, or at least the next day when you're back in the office. Please, please, please send that invoice, because ultimately it could mean that in example A, whereby you're doing the work and not getting on with your administration, you are actually delaying the time of you getting money by 50 days. Conversely, if you're happy to do some work, get in, help your customers out as soon as possible, getting in there, and then invoicing straight away, well, that could be done over 21 days as an example. That's 30 days difference in terms of you getting paid for the work that you're doing. That's fundamental. The other crime which I see is 5 and 6 tip, which is payment terms and debt chasing. No one likes debt chasing, but it's so key for your business survival. So please get used to it, or even better, to hire in someone to do your debt chasing. By the way, that's not me. Okay. So the first thing I would say is payment terms. Now, you might say, well, I'll give you 30-day payment terms because that's the norm. Well, hold on a minute. You might say to them, well, I want to be paid within 15 days of my invoice being sent. That isn't such a bad thing. You've done the work, you've taken some time to do the invoice, you should be expected to be paid ultimately. And the other side to that is overdue payments, paid after the payment date. So you might say, well, it's 30 days, but they don't pay you for another 20 days. And you have been lackadaisy in terms of getting the money from them. So you've sent the invoice, you've done all the work, you've sent the invoice, and now it's due for payment, and you don't say anything. Now, ultimately, in example B, that is where you're saying to them, I'm going to take your money by direct debit. That's right. You get them to give you a direct debit mandate. You send it, you give them the authority to go to their bank. And as soon as the payment term comes from your invoice, you have a direct debit set up. It takes the money out of their bank account and you get paid on time. Ultimately, what a way to run your business rather than delaying. Ultimately, you have a choice. You can be in example A or you can be in example B. The choice is yours. The first one we talked about buying supplies, where you buy up front, you pay with your money straight away, or indeed you defer the payments of your supplies using the 30-day payment terms, or even more if you can negotiate such good terms with the supplier, and then you use a credit card to pay those invoices to extend that payment term. Now, on the other side, work and paperwork. Get your work done early. If you want to dilly-dally and not get your invoicing done, you are basically saying, well, I'll do all the work, but I expect that I'm going to delay my money coming in by 50 days. Or you can get on with it and shorten those days on which you will get the work done by 21 days. And then you've got this customer invoice payment delays. The fact that you're not doing your invoicing straight away, the fact that you're not chasing your customers to get your invoice paid could be delaying that further by 50 days. Ultimately, you are now doing work and not getting paid by when you start to when you actually do get paid by 100 days, which is not a great position to be in. Wouldn't you rather be in example B, where you're getting your suppliers to pay for all your goods and services, you do the work as quickly as humanly possible, with quality in mind, and you have a shorter period of time in which you do your invoicing and you collect money on direct debit. Ultimately, what this is suggesting is that you can get paid within 50 days, because ultimately the product, or the 50 days, is you're fronting all of this up from your suppliers. So you could be in a position where if you're selling lots of products, as an example, you're getting paid first before you pay your suppliers. If you have lots of resources, like photography business I mentioned earlier, whereby you're bringing in people to do the job and you're a salesperson to get the sale in, but you pay people to do the work and you agree with them, well, I'll pay you in 30 or 45 days, you might get the money in from your customer even earlier. Now, some organizations, there are some bonus tips I would like to share with you. The first one is all about upfront money. That's right. You could ask your customers and clients to give you money upfront. I know my web design company will do this. They will say to me, here's some work, I have you a quote, and if you would like to go ahead with this work, I would like to have 50% payment upfront. It gives me your commitment. I'm not going to be wasting my time. Now, I appreciate what that really means is it's good cash flow for their business. Okay, not a bad way of doing it, is it? The other side to it is make sure you work with your suppliers to say, I will take the minimum amount of stock, and I will, because some companies will say you need to buy a minimum of the X number. But what you rather do is say, well, I want to buy less and I want to extend my payment terms as well. So it's really about having a relationship with your suppliers to extend your payment terms as much as possible, buying the least amount of stock, so you don't have stock lying around, and you get your work done as soon as possible, and you work with your clients to get money up front if possible, but if not, at least have them on direct debit so you do not have any late payments. So if you have any questions about this, please make sure that you type your questions below this video and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a good thumbs up. And remember to subscribe to this channel so you get notified every single time. Are you looking to grow your business? Would you like to increase the sales of your products or your services? I can promote your business, your products or your services to all of our viewers for 30 seconds on the next video. So why not talk to me about your offering? Drop me an email, simon@pursertax.com. Simon@pursertax.com. P-U-R-S-E-R tax.com. So how can I, Simon Misiewicz, your Finance and Tax Director, help you grow your business, whether it's to improve your sales, reduce your costs, or indeed just to reduce your tax liabilities? It'd be great for me to be engaged with you. So why not book some of my time? The URL is below in the comments box, so you can then upload your questions way in advance of our call. I will understand what you need in the future and then suggest those to you during our call. I will follow up our call with a step-by-step guide of how you can implement that strategy. So I look forward to seeing you on the call and on the next video.